Hey guys, it's been not quite a week, but close to a week. So I figured it was time to go ahead and record something because you guys deserve that. And all the new subscribers, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. The PlayStation Now video, holy fuck. It's ridiculous how much you guys have watched that fucking video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's great. It's the first video that I've done that that was fully independent of anything else, and as much as there's no gameplay footage, I'm not plugging anything else. It's just pure commentary, and oddly enough, that's the one that just really just went off, and I thank you guys. And the first probably 100 views, I got a little scared that people would think it was actual CES footage, which obviously it was not. So I went ahead and marked it as such, that it's not. You know, I made sure people knew it wasn't CES footage. I wasn't tagging it that way. I wasn't selling it that way, whatever. Oh, and by the way, this is Mia. So everyone say hi, Mia. Hi, Mia. Mia is one of my 3 cats. Yes, I have 3 cats. So I am a, late 30s video game nerd YouTuber that has 3 cats. How many fucking stereotypes do I have to fill at once? Right? And she goes, what the hell is this video about, really? Well, I'll tell you what it's about. It's just about what's going on. There's a lot been going on in the video game world the last week, and it really isn't a matter of what do I talk about. It's more about what don't I talk about. Like, what do I avoid? What should I be talking about more than anything else? And I really don't have any one thing that, jumps out. That's kind of, for me, that's odd. Usually I want to put a video about whatever's on my mind, and frankly, because I'm getting more subscribers, because I'm getting more views, I feel a responsibility to just talk to you guys about stuff that I find relevant. Because I know in my heart of hearts that you're already subscribed to Boogie, you're already subscribed to Review Tech USA, or Black Nerd Comedy, or any of the guys that talk about stuff that I'm going to be talking about. And for the videos that I do here on Grindhead Stream, I'm not as funny as those guys for a lot of reasons. Not for nothing. I mean, I know that I've got comedy in me. I just haven't put that into my output on this channel. So when we think about that, it's like, well, so I know you're not watching me for that. You're watching me because you like the commentary. So I'm going to keep it to that. So one of the things I had mentioned in a previous video was how to make your own headset with, a wired headset with, DIY stuff. This is the headset that I made, okay? I've had these Sony Studio headphones for going on 13 years. Take a look. I don't know if you can read the model number or not. It eludes me at the moment, but anybody who's watched any YouTube video about music recording ever has probably seen these headphones on somebody's head. They're pretty much the standard if you're looking for a $100 pair of headphones that really deliver when it comes to fidelity, reference quality, comfort, and durability. Like, holy shit, these things hold up, right? We're talking, several years in the Marine Corps doing signal stuff. I'm not going to go into that. Studio gigs, whether as a producer or as a drummer, I wore these while playing the instrument, so they stay on even in highly physical conditions. Home use. I can't tell you how many times I've moved, since I got these things. They have stood the test of time through various weather, climate, storage situations, you name it. So catch these headphones and you're going to be happy. This mic here, I got it at Staples for about $11. and this is just a regular old Fellows clip. That's all it is. And this is here the earpiece just clipped to the wire. That's it. The rest of it is, on the most basic level, it's a PC splitter. So in other words, make any PC headset into a mobile microphone. So it's got the 3-striped or 4-conductor 3.5mm jack, and then splits it into a mic channel, a stereo mic channel, stereo out channel. Okay, that's it. That if you just want a headset for your PlayStation 4 with any headset and any stereo mic, that's how you do it. Real simple. Plug, plug, plug. Plug the mic in, plug the headset in, plug into the DualShock 4, done. Now what I've done is added a couple other elements to it. Relatively simple. I wanted to have another audio feed, and I didn't want a lot of equipment involved to do it. So what I did was just took a normal stereo splitter, which, spoilers, this will cut your signal in half. Alright, when you do this, because it's meant to take 2 into 1, so it cuts it in half so that you're not overloading your speakers. That's the idea, anyway. So, took a splitter, and what I did was, so coming out of my controller, I've got this, just a regular 3.5mm patch, and then I've got a patch coming out of this Android tablet that I'm using, and I plug it into a regular stereo Y connector, as though you were going to take one feed into 2 headsets, right? And they run the signal both ways. That's why I figured this would work, and thankfully it did. Then, so you run those 2 into there, and then you run a coupler. All a coupler is, okay, it's like this. I have several of these lying around. Female to female, 3.5mm. You're all with me, obviously, right? So, feed from the controller, feed from the Android. So now you've got 2 male ends coming in to a Y connector, goes into 1 male end. You stick that on the end, and the other end goes into a patch. Now, you can plug that directly into headphones. I can confirm this works 100%. Only problem, remember I mentioned that this it'll cut your signal. So you're going to get decent sound, but not perfect. I can positively confirm that the signal that does not really diminish too much, if at all, is the signal from your DualShock 4, your PlayStation 4. That remains relatively succinct, but then the signal from your tablet is going to be, depending upon what you use, it may be cut a little bit, just by virtue of the analog technology not being too happy with it, okay? So, what I'm getting at is this. You really, to get the full use out of this idea, you need some sort of amplification, right? What I use, I have an old Philips stereo receiver, surround receiver I got in 2003. It was my 5.1 surround for a very long time. Loved it. Moved on to Onkyo, never looked back. Very happy with my Onkyo 7.1 surround system. No problems reported. But I've always had the speakers and the receiver from the Philips set lugging around with me for the last 6-7 years since I bought that setup. And so I still have that, and what I've been using it for, I just ran a 3.5mm to 2 RCA jack. iPod users, MP3 player users, Android users know this because they'll use those to plug into their stereo systems or what have you. This is a very common cable. You can get it anywhere. So I use basically from the female, I plug into a patch like that, plug that into an aux input on that receiver, which just happens to reside, you can't see the side table on my couch, but the side table there, it's a nice big beefy wood side table. I've had the receiver under there, and I've got a right and a left, and then back here I've got the sub. So usually I've been using that for amplifying Netflix films or podcasts, or when I'm playing my Vita, which is next to here, I'll just plug that in, and I'll play Vita games in 2.1 stereo surround, which I highly recommend, by the way. That's what I'll be using it for, just a secondary right here while I'm doing something else. If I'm computing, or a great example is when I'm uploading things to Blip or a website or whatever, something where the display is more or less incapacitated because I'm doing something else. Plug the audio in, whatever I'm doing, it worked out great. And the thought crossed my mind when I started coming up with this setup, use that as an amplifier. So that's what I've done. Plug that in through there, and then I have a headphone out on the front. And the nifty thing about this particular receiver is that you can have the speakers on or off, even with headphones on. So in my case, plug the headphones in, turn the speakers off, and then run that into my headphones. I can control the volume, and I control the bass mix and everything else. Really cool. You know, not everyone's going to have a surround or stereo receiver lying around their house to do this with, but if you do, probably your best bet. You're not going to have any major issues with it. Okay? Works great. And $11, the splitter for the mic, PC, conductor, you know, again, any PC headset into a mobile headset. Any Radio Shack carries it, usually in stock, $5. Totally worth it. Most people have the 3.5mm, 3.5mm patches around. For this to work ideally, you need at least 1, 2. So you need 2 of those. Okay? So mono price is going to be your best bet for those because they're really cheap. And as far as the other cable goes, the RCAs to 3.5mm, again, if you don't already have one, mono price. You'll probably get everything for well under $10 shipped. So lead from the DualShock, lead from the tablet, and then the Y connector. Again, Radio Shack sells them. They're about $5, but from mono price, you can get them much, much cheaper. To be honest, I prefer the hard, you know, the adapters, not the cables that split. I'm not a fan of cables when I can avoid it. So in that case, Monoprice has those. They're not easy to find on a search, but you could do it. But if you just don't feel like messing with that, you want to get everything at Radio Shack, be prepared to spend closer to $20 for your cables and adapters, but know that they're going to work very, very well. But there you go. One Y connector, 2 patch cables, and then 1 stereo RCAs to 3.5mm patch cable. And possibly, depending upon your placement, maybe you'll need a headphone extender cable or 2, depending on what you want to do. But then essentially, you've got full chat functionality, and obviously the mic quality is not detracted in any way because there's just one feed from the mic. But now you've got the ability to stream from audio from any phone, any tablet, any source, really. I've even gone so far as to take the headphone out of my primary receiver and just do a patch, 1/4 inch to 3.5mm, in place of the tablet feed that I use. And what I'll do is I'll be in a party chat on the PS4 using the DualShock 4 as the audio for that and the microphone for that. But I'm also piping anything that's on my TV receiver into that. So I can play PlayStation 3 games in full stereo, really nice high quality sound, but still be party chatting from the PS4. Kind of subversive. Works very well. So there you go. I mean, depending upon what you're wanting to do, if you have the receiver, there you go. Your cost is well under $10. Up to $20 if you're going to do it in store. No problem. If you don't have a receiver, there's a great Behringer 4 stereo channel mixer you can buy. It's powered. That costs around $30. The only thing there is that you will need a 3.5mm female to 2 mono 1/4 inch males. So you're splitting a stereo to 2 monos, okay? Because this mixer is very, very nice, relatively inexpensive. In order for each fader, each channel, to have, you know, best fidelity and so forth, you want to do it that way. So again, if you're going the mono price route for your cables, you're talking about another $5 maybe of cost. And then $30 for the mixer. You can get the mixer at GuitarCenter.com, and they'll ship to store. They do not sell these in the store, unfortunately. So what you'll want to do is, so again, we're talking about if you're doing off mono price and Guitar Center, your total cost is under $40. No extra amplifier required otherwise. Okay? So then, because it's 4 channels, you can do multiple things. Now, you know, why would you do that? There's always a possibility, you know. There's different combinations. I don't want to go into every possible combination, but the point being that I could conceivably run a cable from my receiver in front here, run it under my living room rug, run that into the mixer, run the tablet and my phone into the mixer, as well as the DualShock 4. Now, at any given moment, any of these audio feeds can be mixed in with everything else, and fuck you, Mixamp. Fuck you, Astro. Unfortunately, with that, it's all wired. That's the only thing that really bugs me about it. There's ways to do that with some wireless headphone sets, and then still have the mic, which you'd have to unhook to walk around. Like, for example, right now, I've got the adapter on this mic, splits it. It's a mobile thing, and it comes with the adapter for splitting it from mic and stereo. So I've got the main wire coil and then the patch that comes with this headset separated. So what I can do, if I have to get up and walk around, because I personally have a very, very long extension on these headphones, just because I felt like having it and I had the cable already, I unhook this mic and I can walk anywhere in the apartment that I want to, even as far back as my bedroom, which is a good 20 feet, okay? If you introduce wireless headphones into it, it makes it that much easier. Then the only cable you're really messing with at that point that's tethering you to wherever you're sitting is the mic cable, right? So you can do that as well. There's so many different ways you could do this, and yeah, if you don't manage your cables well, it can become a spaghetti fest. I'm a very devout, you know, cable manager, etc., blah, 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 blah. So I've managed to keep it pretty well done. So any headphones, any chat mic, awesome. So if you don't have a mic that you want to use, I bought this one because I knew it would be easy to clip. It came with the splitter, you know, from the stereo out, because this is a little earbud here. It came with the adapter to split it so I could use it. That's why the $11 was worth it for me. If you already have a PC mic, any PC mic will work. You guys may remember in the early 2000s, you know, plastic PC mic, $5. Those will still work very, very well. I toyed with the idea, various uses of this, just taking a PC mic, putting it over top of the tablet, running that in so I had kind of free reign, and I still may do that, depending upon the situation. So it frees you up. The real key here to making this work is that Radio Shack adapter, the PC to mobile adapter. That's $5. You walk in, ask them that, they should be able to hook you up. If they can't, tell them to look it up on the website. It is there. You just look up PC to mobile phone adapters. Right there. $5. Done. I realize being kind of general. For now, I'm not posting any links in the description. If you guys have a hard time finding anything, or you find stuff that you want to use, and you want to know if it's going to work for that application, any ideas that you have, etc., let me know down there. Ask me the questions. Tell me if you've already done something like this. Great. Tell me what you've done. You know, but this is a great alternative to. I've already got a nice pair of headphones. I've got some cables laying around, or I don't have a lot of money. How do I achieve that Astro Mixamp setup without the Astro Mixamp? This is how you do it. Very, very simple. And just so you know how I'm doing this right now, the only thing I changed, I've got the stereo out on here, which any pair of headphones, by the way, will work in here. You don't have to have a mic on it to get the feed. So, regular patch out of here, and I took the PC headset adapter, I put it on the tablet. And I still got the feed going into the receiver and everything else. So I just wanted to have the mic going into there, so I just Just switch two things and done. Done. Very easy. And I tell you, I let my Music Unlimited subscription lapse today. I didn't need it. I don't need it anymore. Because now I can listen to anything. Freaking podcast, music, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Skype calls, potentially anything, and still be engaged in gaming. Control the volume on the tablet from there. Control the overall volume from the receiver. Whatever. Cats are knocking over empty 2-liter bottles because I want to recycle. Sorry if you heard that. So these are all the options that you got. Let's go DIY, guys. Stay grind.